It's time for the Mega Man Redemption arc. So as you remember, about half a year ago, I did the Super Drunk Man stream. I attempted to beat as many Mega Man games as possible while drunk. I failed somewhere in the beginning of Mega Man 3. But I figured today, when I played Mega Man 2, no bullshit, just Mega Man 2, I figured today I would try to redeem myself and play on difficult, which, if you don't know, in the American version of Mega Man 2, there was a quote-unquote normal and a quote-unquote difficult. And the difficult version is just the original Japanese version. And the normal is a much easier version, little mild taco sauce for the Americans. I am wearing my Mega Man shirt, so I feel like we're going to have some good luck here. I just have to be able to find it. And here we are. Let me make sure it's showing okay. Yeah, that's alright. That looks good to me. One of the most iconic video game intros of all time. And I'm not just saying that as a Mega Man fan. Well, I'm a super fighting robot from the year. So, a little bit of a lore dump. So in Mega Man 1, the robots were created by Dr. Light and Dr. Wily together, and Dr. Wily stole them. In Mega Man 2, the robots are created by Dr. Wily himself, and with the explicit purpose of killing Mega Man. They have no alternative function. They have no... in the Mega Mix comics, they were actually killed. They were not redeemed. These robots are all straight up warriors. And you may notice here that Quickman has his helmet coming out of the box. Quickman was originally going to be the rival to Mega Man. But that was just kind of a plot thread they decided to give up on. And I believe Proto Man was later created from that same concept. So we are going to start with Metal Man, 1, because he's a bitch, and 2, because we want the Metal Blades as fast as possible. Every time I forget how I have my controller set up, it's ridiculous. I have been playing a lot of the Mega Man X games lately in my free time. Today is the day of my last final, and so I'm gonna have like 2-3 weeks of free time before the spring semester starts, and I've just been relaxing with Mega Man X. I played through X4 as Zero the other day, and one of my friends says that the X games on PlayStation were designed around Zero first and X second. And I can kind of see what he's trying to say, but at the same time, not really. I think the stages were made somewhat easier to account for the fact that you might be running them as Zero. But I really think that's about as far as it goes. I will admit that there are a lot of bullshit in-your-face enemies that are a little bit more catered to Zero. And I have not yet retired my X91 yet. I bought a can of air, and I blew out the D-pad, so we'll see if some of that stiffness goes away. Obviously not. I want to have a new stream set up soon. I'm going to start actually, now that I'm going to have some free time, especially next week because of the holidays. I basically have the entire week off of work. I want to try to start redesigning some of my UI elements for my stream setup. I don't know if I want to switch back to just regular vanilla OBS yet. Because right now I'm using, god damn it, some fucking redemption this is. Right now I'm using Streamlabs OBS just because it has a lot of idiot-proof buttons for smooth-brain PC users like me. And, I don't know, it's nice to be able to, hang on, it's nice to be able to just kind of reach over here and just be like, boop, 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 you know what I mean? But, I think what I'm going to have to do is just suck it up and learn how to use, OBS. But, I don't know, it's just too damn convenient. Like, I can even set up OBS on my phone and tap buttons on my phone if it's sitting in front of me. So, I don't know. I may be full of shit. Come on, come on. There we go. And we have no lives left to fight Metal Man. So, oh boy. I think this was a mistake. Did I say he was a bitch? I'm pretty sure I said he was a bitch. I think you were confused. I said me was a bitch. It's just all these finals I've been studying for lately. They fucked with my brain. I said me was a bitch. I'm also proud to... well, okay. I was going to say that today is my last ever math class, but that's just not fucking true. It's my final statistic. It's the final for my statistics class. And, if you don't know what statistics is, if you're not someone who's been in math, if you ever see those, like, if you've ever seen a movie that takes place in a college, and they've just got some ungodly fucking equation that's just going across, like, 5 chalkboards, that's what statistics is. Like, literally, unironically. Statistics is the, like, if college is Final Fantasy VII, statistics is like fucking, Ruby Weapon, or whatever the craziest super boss is. Like, statistics is the JRPG secret final boss of fucking math classes. It's unbelievable. And, it's made a little bit more aggravating by the fact that my professor doesn't allow graphing calculators in this class because he's a fucking monster. So I had to go buy like a $5 TI 86 or something like that, 86X. It's basically, but here's the problem, graphing calculators are so fucking, or I should say not graphing calculators, but like regular plain old calculators are just so advanced nowadays that even the one I bought still has like fractions and fucking probability and shit in it, so it's like I don't know what he was attempting to take away from us. That and all of our homework he has us do in fucking Excel anyway. And Excel has automatic statistics, you know, parameter, whatever, doesn't matter. If you don't jump through the shutters, we can't be friends. Whoop. First try. I think Pudgy Little Doughboy Mega Man is just my favorite. So, I've been getting a lot of tattoos lately, and by a lot of tattoos, I mean I've gotten 2. But, Lindsay and I are going to get Christmas tattoos. And, the goal of all of my tattoos is to have them all be rabbit-themed. And, I've been really thinking about how I can get a Mega Man-themed rabbit tattoo. And I've debated on either getting a tattoo of the rabbit enemy that we fought at the beginning of the level, or one of the mecha rabbits from Chill Penguin stage in Mega Man X. Okay, so I glossed over it, but you may have noticed that dog looks a lot like Rush. And it's hilarious because this dog's name is actually Friender. And if you're familiar with 70s anime, Friender was the name of Kashurn's dog. And as you know, Mega Man is based on Astro Boy, and Mega Man X is based on Kashurn. And if you haven't seen it before, Kashurn Sins... Now, Kashurn Sins is not the 70s version. It's the early 2000s version. But if you have not seen it, Kashurn Sins is probably one of my favorite animes of all time. And that says a lot, considering if you look at my anime shelf, like 90% of all the Blu-rays I own are all like the fucking, you know, To Love Ru, or fucking, oh no, I went to give Senpai his lunch and the entire class saw my underpants kind of anime. Now these chickens here are inexplicably invulnerable to the metal blades. They're the most hardcore chickens in Mega Man. And I believe they jump when you do, so it's a good way to dodge them. I believe his actual weakness is the fucking atomic fire. But because I know a fully charged atomic fire can kill him, but the problem is if you get hit, you lose your charge. Excuse me. Alright, here it comes. Time to fight the most infamous boss of all time. Allegedly, the Japanese version of Airman is fucking impossible. And I believe that's only... I think that only applies to Buster-only runs. I believe that if you just do like a regular, you know, casual playthrough of Mega Man where you actually use the weapons, I believe he's no problem. I do know that the pattern of his air shooter is nearly impossible to dodge in the Japanese version, so that may be some of the legend. I always hated this part when I was a kid. I always died here for like no reason. I was always really proud of myself when I made this jump. I have a controversial opinion about Mega Man 2. I enjoy Mega Man 2 quite a bit. However, I really don't believe that it's the best Mega Man game ever made. You know, unlike... Unlike, the Mega Man X series, where the original Mega Man X really is the best one. And I mean, every time I go back and play Mega Man X, it's kind of like... Alright, let me put it this way. So, when I was a teenager and I discovered emulators, and, you know, all of the, you know, oh, I can't... Nobody's allowed to know I have this. I don't want my dad to get arrested, kind of thing. I used to go onto GameFAQs. I browsed GameFAQs all the time. And, I actually have, like, one of the oldest accounts on GameFAQs, too. I could be a moderator if I wanted to. I just don't want that kind of cancer in my life. But, you know, I would go onto the Super Nintendo board, because, I mean, I've said before, the Super Nintendo is my favorite console of all time. The original Nintendo and the Super Nintendo. They just cannot be beat. And, I used to go on there all the time and be like, hey, what are the best Super Nintendo games? And, of course, okay, now I see it. Get fucked.
Looks like I can beat Airman.
Alright, it's before the Angry Nerd Brigade comes and gets me. Again, I fully acknowledge most of the difficulty probably comes from trying to fight him with the Buster. Or actually, I shouldn't say the Buster. Mega Man does not have the Buster yet. Mega Man does not get the Buster until Mega Man 4. In Mega Man 1, 2, and 3, he has just a basic plasma cannon. A lot of people don't know, though, that the Game Boy Mega Man games, and one of the worst things that Capcom ever did was change the name in the American versions of the Game Boy games, but in Japan they were called the Rockman World games. But, no, so each one of the Game Boy games takes place in between each one of the NES games. So, in Mega Man 4 on NES, Dr. Light builds the Mega Buster, which can be charged up, but the problem is it doesn't have a focused blast, so it just has like a snake-like shot. And in Mega Man 4 on the Game Boy, Dr. Cossack decides to help rebuild the Mega Buster, so it creates the Super Mega Buster, which has the fanned-out blast that we all know and love. However, it has a shotgun-like backsplash to it. So when you fire it, you know, he does kind of a hop backwards. But, then, in Mega Man 5... Or, no, time out. I have that mistaken. In Mega Man 4 on the Game Boy, Dr. Light rebuilds it. But in Mega Man 5 on the NES, Dr. Cossack, after Dr. Light has been kidnapped by the Darkmen, Dr. Cossack helps to rebuild the Mega Buster one more time and turns it into the Hyper Mega Buster, which has all of the power but none of the knockback. So it's kind of cool. Just a tiny little thing there. Also, what am I doing? Oh, now I remember. I was sparing your guys' ears from not doing that. But no, I didn't finish my thought earlier. So, I used to get on GameFAQs all the time and be like, hey, what's the best the best Super Nintendo game, and I would get really annoyed because everyone would say, like, oh... It'd always be, like, the same 5 answers. Chrono Trigger, Super Metroid, you know, all that stuff. And I would get annoyed because everybody would just say the same things every time, and it's like, no, I want to hear more than just that. And, oh my god, he didn't suicide. But, I would be like, no, I want to hear different than that. I don't want to hear those games. I want to hear new things. But I finally gave up and played Chrono Trigger, and yeah, that totally deserves one of the best Super Nintendo games of all time. But, the point I was trying to make with this story is, Mega Man X is often considered the greatest Mega Man game of all time. And I think I would agree with that, because every time I play Mega Man X, and the most recent time that I played Mega Man X was, when I got my Super Nintendo controller, my actual one from, the Switch Online. When I got my Super Nintendo controller, oh, shit. I played through X on the Legacy Collection with it, and I just feel... The game is just so goddamn good. I always thought these dudes were waving a fist at you as a kid. I didn't realize they were pulling their own ripcords. If you look closely at them. Just... What a cute design. They pull their own cords to get them all fired up to go. It must suck dick to be Crash Man and not have hands. So Christmas is coming up, and I want to do a Christmas stream, and it'll kind of be the same energy as my birthday stream. I want to do a stream where it's all the games I ever got for Christmas, and I believe that is where I will do, I will start to tackle some Sonic games. I can show off a bunch of stupid games that I never really wanted to play otherwise. Like, my friends and I were discussing, tech demos the other day, where it was like games that were obviously built to be impressive for whatever godforsaken reason. And, like, for example, there's cannon fodder on the, sorry about that. There's a cannon fodder on the Game Boy Color that has full color and 3D for a Game Boy Color game, and it also has FMVs. And a lot of people didn't know that the Game Boy Color actually has a full color mode, where, I mean, you have to consider it as kind of like a, an anime super move, like, oh, I've got to use my full power. But, it's crazy. It's the craziest goddamn thing to see. Also, by the way, that thing is Big Joe, if you remember from my Mega Man story where I read the book. And this is what I use to test any new television I buy. These jumps right here. If I can't make these jumps, then fucking my TV needs calibrated. I used to never be able to make that jump as a kid. I'd always have to have my mom help me. I really like how Megamix interpreted the Time Stopper. I believe it's the same way nowadays, but the Time Stopper is just like, you know, when Flashman does his flash, the reason that he's in a crystal cave is because all the light reflects around, and he's got these shoulder pads that open up and blast like a halogen light, and it's supposed to like temporarily stun robot sensors, and that's what causes it to have a time-stopping feel to it. And I think one of the worst things about Megamix that I don't like is what they did to Quickman. In order to make Quickman make sense, like he's fucking huge, and he wields like a giant quick boomerang, like a fucking sword almost. But also he has extra frames of animation in his pose there, if you notice. But yeah, for Quickman, they made it to where he just has a smaller version of Flashman's flasher. And he just gives like a blink, and after he blinks, he runs, and it's like a jet engine combined with the blink. He does the blink and then follows it up. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. He does the blink followed by a jet engine blast, and that makes it look like he's moving at warp speed when in reality he's not really. Oh boy. Alright, come on. Don't fuck up, don't fuck up, I already fucked up! Oh, my hubris. All of that for nothing. Alright, let's do this. See, the most important thing about this, to do this without the time stopper, is you cannot waste a single time. Or you cannot waste any seconds. So, like, if you're coming down from the right side, continue going down the right side. If you're going from the left side, you have to continue going down the left side. You can do it. I believe in you. Bam! Plus, it saves you more time stopper to use on Quickman. And once you run out of time stopper, his alternate weakness is the air shooter. Also, fun fact, this blue and white color scheme, in the German versions of Mega Man, that blue and white color scheme is his default color for some reason. I think it has something to do with German televisions, but I have a really weird memory associated with this level. And a lot of my video game memories. Oh, Mordecai just fucking flopped. That's adorable. A lot of my video game memories have to do with food, especially when it comes to Mega Man. So, if I've never mentioned this before, my parents are divorced, But the thing is, most of the time when I say my dad, I'm talking about my stepdad. Whenever I specifically refer to my actual dad, I'll say my biological dad. And I know that sounds like needlessly edgy for a 30-year-old, but I used to say sperm donor, so I think I've come a long way. But, so one time at my dad's house, my biological dad's house, when I was like 7 or 8, you know, my sister and I needed to be babysat because my sisters were like 13 and 15, and then I was like 8 or 9. And, we went to Taco Bell, and back in the 90s, like a kid's Taco Bell meal gave you like 2 tacos, chips, and cheese or whatever. I don't know. But anyways, I didn't used to always be this like ridiculous, shaggy, big eater that I am today. As a kid, I like never wanted to eat, so I ate like 1 taco, and I had the other one for later. And when you're fucking 500 years old like I am, you remember when a lot of, Okay, so like fast food, if you think fast food is dangerous today, it wasn't any better back when I was a kid. I can remember in the early 2000s, like, all the fast food places were like, now using 100% beef, now using all breast meat chicken, like, oh god, right? And, fucking, like, Taco Bell used to be horse meat, I believe. It was like horse or goat or something like that mixed with tofu. But, no, I just remember, like, I was playing Bubble Man's level, and my grandma on my dad's side was, like, didn't want to cook dinner, so she microwaved me a Taco Bell taco. And if you've never had microwaved soft tacos from Taco Bell, consider yourself very fortunate, because I'm pretty sure that could be classified as nuclear waste. And I fucking love Taco Bell. I would eat Taco Bell every goddamn day, and none of you fuckers could stop me if I could, but yeah, I just, if you get Taco Bell, you better eat that shit when you bring it home. And even then, Taco Bell has a shelf life of like 10 minutes after you buy it. Oh. There's these fellas again. Woo. You can tell that my controller's getting stiff when I'm cracking off diagonal shots and I'm not even holding up. I don't remember what the actual story reason for this level was. Yomu blocks are for women. I think it was a sewage plant that Heatman was heating up. It certainly makes sense. What a fucking waste of a crash bomb. This one, though, not that. I think one of the things I've always liked about Mega Man is how they turned around and gave the items to Proto Man. Because the item 2 already kind of looks like his shield to begin with. I think that might have to be one of the worst Yomu blocks sections of like any Mega Man game. See, you kids nowadays might not be able to appreciate this, but Heat Man is supposed to be a Zippo lighter. I've got the same fucking bad motherfucker Zippo lighter that all of us had in our 20-somethings in my kitchen somewhere. Man, you guys want to know something crazy? You know fucking Halo finally came out on Steam? Isn't that the goddamn best? God damn. I think Halo Reach might unironically be one of my favorite games of all time. Like, I'm not a big first-person shooter guy, but... Christ. I bought a 360 like when they were brand new, right out of high school. And what was it? I almost lost a girlfriend because of Oblivion. Because I can remember an old friend of mine that I haven't seen in like 10 years, so I can't really call him a friend anymore, I guess. But anyway, an old friend of mine, he got a 360 before any of us did. And I remember he brought over like fucking, what was it? He brought over Oblivion, and he brought over some Incredible Hulk game. And I couldn't tell you what the Hulk game was. I just know that, I know Mr. Fix-It was a DLC costume, so if anybody wants to let me know what that Hulk game was, I'd be grateful. But, I remember sitting there watching him play fucking Oblivion, like, holy shit, this is the greatest game ever made. We will never be able to achieve anything higher than this. And remember, I grew up in the middle of nowhere, where we fucking had our Packard Bell well into the 2000s, so... Because, I mean, the best part of growing up in a divorced household was 2 Christmases. So, what was it? At my mom's house, I had the original NES, the Atari. I got a 64, and that was it. And then at my dad's house, we had the NES, the Super NES, and PlayStation 2. But at my mom's house, after the 64, that was the last time my parents ever bought me video games. Okay, so I'm stalling here because this part right here is bullshit. So, that's why I'm happy. So you want to start from about right here, because you need to be able to make a path diagonally up to the ladder. But if you do it too early, you'll fuck up here. So now watch me fuck up, naturally. I think I accidentally hit the turbo button and set off 3 at once. There we go. And you may want to space them out a little better than I did. But yeah, the very first console I ever bought by myself was the GameCube. And I did not have a memory card until like almost half a year later. So nobody liked playing Smash at my house because you always had to start over. Okay, pay attention here. This is really interesting. You can see where it stops being platforms and becomes a rotating background if you just pay attention. So, right about now, if you saw where it suddenly started moving by itself. Okay, so when fighting the dragon, always stay on the top block. Because if you get pushed down, you fall onto the block behind it. And the dragon also kills you immediately if it touches you, so be careful. But oh man, some of my favorite GameCube games of all time were I loved Melee back when Melee came out. I think Melee has aged the worst. Fucking fight me. But like I would even actually play the original Smash over Melee. But oh. The goddamn Phantasy Star Online. I played so much fucking Phantasy Star Online, it wasn't even funny. I think my character, I've said before, I think my character has like over 800 hours in it. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. I got all A's in that game, legitimately. The original Animal Crossing was great, but I think New Leaf blows it out of the water, and I'm really looking forward to New Horizons, or whatever it's called. Hey, if you have seizures, don't watch this part. I'll tell you when it's over. Okay, it's done. You can come back. But, man, I really like the original Chibi Robo. It is such a goddamn shame that the Chibi Robo series just got turned into, like, shitty platformer. I would love, like, an HD remaster or something of the original Chibi Robo. My favorite thing to do in Chibi Robo was to walk around in the superhero costume with the Megabuster out. The quote-unquote Megabuster. Haha, get fucked! I remember the first time I ever made it to this level as a kid, I was like, oh my god, I'm a super gamer. What is it? Okay, I've got full... I got full E-tanks, I don't really need another life. I used to play a fucking shit ton of Digimon World on the GameCube, which that will be making an appearance at during my Christmas stream. I love hallways like this in Mega Man because it's basically just like, yo bro, your weapon's full. I always loved how, like, dark and mechanical Wily's Fortress is in Mega Man 2. I like to imagine, kind of like in Mega Man 1, how you rip the side off the wall. I always like to imagine that the reason Wily's Fortress is so diabolical is because you're going through the insides of the castle, like you're roaming through all of the parts you were never meant to see. And the difficult version, or I should say the original Japanese version, actually makes you fight the entire room, basically. If you play on normal, it inexplicably ends during the, like halfway through the fight. And of course, they had to have another sewage level. You're not gonna get me this time. And I mentioned this back in Mega Man 1, but Dr. Wily is weirdly obsessed with Gutsman. And here you go. We have the Guts tank. I believe it's called the Guts Dozer. Man, I cannot stress this enough. If you have seizures, do not watch these bosses. Just, like, tab out and, or look away. Alright, what needs filled? I am going to need item 1 for the boss fight. One of these days, I am really going to get around to making a video about the Boo Beam Trap, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually save my progress here, and then load it later and record a separate video. Yep, fell for it. Besides, I can just drop down that other area. Oh, no I can't. I got nothing but time, baby. This ain't a speed run. It's okay. I plan on goofing off and showing off some of the glitches when we're done here, too. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. I think the ladders in Mega Man 2 might be my favorite. These, like, bars here. Also, you can use bubble lead to check for holes, which is very important coming up considering spikes. I think everybody should play all of Mega Man games at least once. They're just... They are the NES experience. Like Mario, Mega Man, woo! But like Mario, Mega Man, arguably the Zelda. I was never a fan of the original Zelda. But Zelda 2, I could play all fucking day and night. I know Zelda 2 is like kind of hated, but I love it. Zelda 2 was actually the very first Zelda I ever played. And Mordecai is currently telling me he does not like my swishy pants. Ow. Sorry, he's like nibbling on my ankles here. Okay, Mordecai, hold on. I'll pet you. Yep, get you with my feet. Ooh, get you with my feet. Ooh's that bunny butt. Ooh's that bunny butt. Ooh, bunny butt. There we go. I started playing Ring Fit here in my office instead of in the living room because I don't like to play Ring Fit in the living room because the dogs are all like, "Ooh, what's going on here?" and they always attack me because they think I'm like down on the floor playing. But now instead of my dogs attacking me, it's Mordecai attacking me because he fucking like he kind of chewed on my leg strap a little bit, and I was like, "Mordecai, no!" Okay. I'm going to make a save state. And then record a video of the boo beam trap. But you do not have to use all of your Okay. Oh my god, on difficult you do. Did they fucking add a... Did they add a block in difficult? That's fucking crazy. Well, goddamn, now I'm fucking full of shit. All these years, I've always thought, like, people were memeing up the fucking boo beam trap. Now I'm the asshole. Holy shit. Uh-oh. 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 Oh my god, I am so sorry for that. I legitimately didn't know. I have seriously always thought that people were just overplaying that. You know what? Speaking of difficulty in Mega Man games, can we talk about the X challenge from the Mega Man X Legacy Collections? Fucking unbelievable. Like, is it too much to ask for like something in the middle? So if you don't know, X challenge is where they make you fight 2 bosses at a time. And it's either because they're two bosses that complement each other, like the very first one is Chill Penguin and Frost Wallace at the same time, or they're two bosses that are exceptionally pains in the asses when combined, like Wheel Gator and Bubble Crab at the same time. Or sometimes it might be two rivals, like Vile and Hymax at the same time. There's one where it's both versions of Vile at the same time. One where it's Iris and Colonel at the same time. Anyways, I'm fucking blowing smoke here. So, it's really fucking hard. Because, like, you can only take 3 weapons in at a time. And those are your 3 weapons that you have. So it's basically you have to pick 1 weapon for each as far as boss weaknesses go. And because you have to face off 3 bosses before you can switch weapons again. And it's based on Mega Man X6, so you get the Z-Saber to work with, but what am I thinking here? Let me get out of this fucking kill tunnel here. Oh my god, nobody's gonna drop energy either, are they? Damn it. Hold on. Let me... Alright, disabled hardcore mode. I'm reloading my state here because let me... You know what? There it is. I blew up the block in the center. That was my fucking problem. Come on, come on. Yeah, see, I'm fucking stupid. I did all that pomp and circumstance for no reason. Oh shit. Oh, I gotta use an E-Tank. I don't want to lose all this time. See? You don't need to... I knew I was doing something wrong. You don't need to kill yourself to finish this boss. How embarrassing. You know what's really unfortunate? So, I am a huge Mega Man fan. I think I have made this very clear. But unfortunately, the Mega Man series has had more bad games than good games. Like, I think, what is it? Almost every single one of the X games are terrible. That wasn't worth it. I'd rather just bust his shit up with fucking metal blades. What is it? X? I consider X pretty equal to X3. I love X3. I know a lot of people hate X3. I know X3 gets a lot of shit because it was made by the team that made the Game Boy games. Which, if X3 has ever felt off to you, that's why. But, like, okay, so X, I would consider X, like, 11 out of 10, perfect game, greatest game ever made. But, like, X3, I would put as, like, a 9 out of 10. X2, I'm not a fan. I really used to love X2 as a kid growing up. But as an adult, I put X2 fairly low on my list. X4 has been the most redeemed by time. I remember as a kid, just like X2, X5 used to be my favorite, but looking back as an adult, there's a lot of stupid shit X5 does. For example, in X5, if you want to get all of the part upgrades, you have to fuck around and waste your time. Because the more time that you waste, damn it! Ain't getting that last health now. The more time that you waste, the more the bosses level up. And the more the bosses level up, the more you can actually get, I believe you can fight him with just the Mega Buster. Yeah. And the more time that you waste, the more the bosses level up. The higher the level the boss is, you can actually get the parts. And some of the parts are insanely useful, like Jumper and Runner. But, it's not anywhere bad as, fucking X6, where like, oh, what's that? You missed the Reploid by a fraction of a second? Well, now they're dead forever. Start over, fucko. And, fucking, there are parts that can be lost forever because of this in X6, which really sucks. And I think the real bastard move is that in the Legacy Collection 2, almost every single one of the achievements are for X7. So it's like,
You're gonna play X7 and you're gonna like it, motherfucker.
is basically what they're trying to say. Okay, so a lot of people don't know this, but Mega Man 2 was originally supposed to be the end of the series. But cooler heads prevailed, and they were basically like, what the fuck is wrong with us? We're making money here. So that's where this Dr. Wily is an alien thing came from. I think those things, I think these drips kill you in one hit on Japanese difficulty, but I'm not checking. I know Wily does, so you gotta aim carefully. Okay, while you kids watch the ending, I'm gonna look up some of the glitches. Okay. We'll sit through the credits for completion's sake.
Hell yeah.
Special thanks and you. Wow. Okay. We're just doing normal because we're just fucking with glitches. Alright, does this password generator still work? God damn, you know how long it's been since I put in a password? Alright, what's the first one? Okay, let's try this one. So basically, the gist of the glitch is that if you use the item 1 on the boss shutter, you send yourself to somewhere else in the game. And there's a way to do it in Heatman stage as well, but unfortunately there's no way to go to Heatman stage without a fucking action replay, and I don't want to go that far. You know, I got on the Mega Man homepage to use this password crack, and it's been so fucking long since I've been there. I swear to God, I used to like... Okay, so let me say this. I always say that I didn't have internet at my parents' house, and that's basically true because we had dial-up, but if you're not familiar with dial-up, let alone buttfuck nowhere dial-up, I may as well have not had internet, because, like, the day that Sonic was announced for Brawl, like, if I wanted to browse a site on the internet, like, my parents would usually give me, like, 15, 20 minutes of internet time just because it was, like, you couldn't make phone calls because fucking dial-up. So, I would basically spend that entire 10, 15 minutes, like, loading a page on the Mega Man homepage, reading it top to bottom, and then that was it. That was my internet time. And I remember that when Sonic was announced for Brawl, I remember, like, calling my mom from school on my fucking indestructible Nokia and being like, will you get on the Brawl site for me? Nick's talking shit. I don't believe him. So, I lived 10 minutes away from my school, and in that time, the page still did not load. But I remember that was how I saw Sonic and Brawl. I was like, no fucking way. What is this, like, fixed? Hold on, let me read this. Do I have to have a certain version of the game? That doesn't make any sense. Hang on. Maybe it has to be the Japanese version. Let's try that. I couldn't stand not having it, I'm sorry. There's an interesting glitch you can do with Friender as well. I should have gotten the time stopper. If you use the time stopper on Friender before he teleports in, the game crashes because you can't. You soft lock the game. You can't go any further. You know, I want to fill some dead air here for a minute. Unlike a lot of MCU movie viewers, I actually keep up with some of the comics of the Marvel Universe, and I have to admit, the current Iron Man 2020 story is really fucking good. So, here's the thing about Iron Man. The MCU blew Iron Man the fuck up and made him super popular. One, because Robert Downey Jr. is insanely talented. That man is Iron Man. But, two was, Iron Man was always kind of like a C-list Marvel character. That, most of the time he was relegated to, like, a lot of people think that, you know, Pepper being, like, Rescue, or, like, I don't know the black girl's name, Ironheart. A lot of people think that, like, you know, Iron Man not being Iron Man is new, but, like, I can remember a series when, I was in high school where Iron Man was president. Like, it was during the George Bush era. Alright, there has to be something I'm not doing right here. Okay, believe it or not, I'm actually doing it right. I have to... But, a lot of people don't like know that Rhodey being Iron Man. Rhodey was Iron Man for like fucking 10 years. When they did the storyline about Tony being like a crazy alcoholic drug fiend, Rhodey took over as Iron Man for like a good long while in the comics. Okay, basically... Basically, item 1 is supposed to activate the, item 1 is supposed to activate the glitch. So we'll try Airman's stage. Because that one seems to be the easiest one to pull off. But, like, when it came to Marvel Comics, it was pretty much... the X-Men and Spider-Man were like the only thing that sold. And for a while the Fantastic Four as well, but the Fantastic Four themselves have been relegated to like appearance or guest appearance status lately anyway too. But with the rise of technology, Iron Man has only gotten more and more and more fucking broken. And I don't think that's any more apparent than in the Marvel movies, where if you look at, like, Iron Man 1 and 2, it's like, I think Iron Man 3 is one of my least favorite Marvel movies, just because shit started to get way too fucking nuts. But, like, Iron Man 1 and 2, the entire plot of those movies were like, hey, look, this is a suit he made himself. You know, this is something he did on his own. Isn't that cool? And then sometime around Iron Man 3, shit just got magical. And I really think that, like, I think the later Marvel movies are really good. Ant-Man and Iron Man, the original Iron Man, are probably my two favorite Marvel movies. But, I think once they started introducing, like, the space and, like, the Galactic Avengers and all that shit, and, like, Thor, I think that's when shit started getting out of control. Because you had this, like, power creep to make sure that, like... I guess here, my thing is, you know, everybody said this 1,000 times, so, like... What? In the original Iron Man, when, Iron Man fought Ironmonger, and that was, like, the most ridiculous knockdown, drag-out fight. And then in fucking, Endgame and Infinity War, you have Iron Man fighting Thanos like it's no big fucking deal. Or, like, I hated the fucking, nano suit from Infinity War. I think it looks terrible. It just looks like a muscle suit. My favorite Iron Man suits across any of the movies are probably, like, the Mark III, I think it... Or no. Like, the Mark III from Iron Man 1. Or, like, the suit from Infinity War. Or not Infinity War, that's the one I just said I hated. The suit from Endgame. Because, the suit from Endgame looks like the classic suit. That's, like, my favorite fucking suit there is. That or the modular suit. And if you're not familiar with me saying, like, classic, modular, hexagonal suit, steampunk suit, Prometheum suit. The modular suit is his outfit from Marvel vs. Capcom 1 and 2. The modular suit was pretty much, hey, we gotta sell fucking toys. But I'm getting way off the fucking mark here. So, Iron Man has gotten, like, ridiculously fucking busted. Because it used to just be like, oh, he's Iron Man. It's technology, it's radio transistors, it's shit. You know, that kind of shit. And, come on. There we go! Hey! There we are. Alright, we did it. Hey, it's fucking broke now. Oh, yeah, I can't go any further because those are technically spikes along the bottom. Alright. Okay, you can also do this in Bubble Man stage. Let's check Bubble Man stage. But no, like the original Iron Man used to be like, oh, he's got radio transistors. That means he can talk wirelessly without having to carry a phone. Whoa! And, I always liked how in, you know, like in the original Iron Man 1 and 2, it's like, oh, he's got to replace his ammo between fights. He can't just have nanomachines build ammo for him out of thin air. And, you know, since Iron Man has gotten so fucking busted, they've had to nerf the shit out of him. And in the current Iron Man 2020, so I apologize in advance. I don't know how you found Marvel discussion on this random fuck-off channel, but here you are. So in the current Iron Man 2020 storyline, their way of nerfing Iron Man is Iron Man isn't even technically Iron Man anymore. He's Iron Man. He's wearing a suit inside of a suit. And if you've ever seen Gurren Lagann, that's basically how it works. It's not the Hulkbuster. I think a better way to describe it would be like Mega Man X wearing ride armor, but smaller. So like, you know what? There's these really cool toys that are in. They're gonna be a Kickstarter soon, and I'm already following it. I can't wait. But there's these really cool toys that it's like a soldier, but it's like you put an exosuit over it. And I may have to link them in the description. Shit! I held the button down. The point I'm trying to make is that he's wearing an Iron Man suit on top of his Iron Man suit, so as if he wasn't already like fuck nuts busted. Like he's already, and now he's got even more tech on top of tech. You know, I think as we all know from Marvel vs. Capcom 2, superior tech. You know. But, so it's an Ultron storyline, and, you know, the actual good Ultron, not just the actor as a robot that we got in Age of Ultron. See, now I'm too nervous to jump. But, fucking Ultron basically comes along and goes swiggity swooty, coming for that Stark booty. And since Iron Man has, I keep saying Iron Man, since Tony has like popped himself full of like, you know, cybernetics and nanomachines and cyborg implants and all kinds of crazy fucking shit throughout the years, he's basically become more cyborg than man. And so Ultron is like, wow, what a perfect body. Thank you for making it for me. And he takes over all of Iron Man's nanomachines and shit. So, god damn it. Oh, really? Okay. We're not done yet. But Ultron takes over Iron Man's or Stark's body, and he's like, "Hey, thanks for the crazy cyborg body, fam." And it's kind of like that one episode of Futurama where are you fucking kidding me? See, I did really good, so now I have to do terrible. But it's kind of like that one episode of Futurama because Tony has to like control a microscopic version of one of his Iron Legion and like basically fight Ultron inside of his own body. And then like the Wasp comes along and she's all like, "Yeah, don't worry, I'll come in too." And you know, they fly around his body and they're disabling all of his, and so one, it's Iron Man, two, it's a Fantastic Voyage plot, so, you know, cool. But they fly around his body and they're destroying all of his nanomachines and disabling all of his cybernetics. And they eventually they destroy everything and Ultron has nothing to take anymore. And Iron Man has to switch back to a much, much older suit, so he starts using the classic suit again. And it's got this, like, really dumb, cheesy line of, like, oh, it's time to put the man back in Iron Man. And, I mean, if your only knowledge of Iron Man comes from the movies, that's basically where this is all come into play. So, like, fucking Iron Man has just been super fucking busted lately because all of his suits just have, like, 15 AIs in them. Or, like, all of his, like, his entire house is, like, voice-controlled, and you have Jarvis and Friday and Jocasta, and what was his one from the 90s? You had Home or no? I think it was either Homer or Gomer. Like all of his AI have always been based on like philosophers and shit, but like he switches back to the classic suit because it's like, oh yeah, it's time to put the man back in Iron Man. And so in the classic suit, you know, he's got like jet thrusters and repulsors that actually need recharged and refilled and fucking Bubble Man doesn't want to get out of my butt cheeks. Alright, there's a lot of shit going on, so maybe the... I love Bubble Man sitting there like, what the fuck you doing? What the fuck you doing? Come on. Come on. Ah. Alright. Well, I think that's been enough fun for today. So, I will come back, of course, for Mega Man 3 soon enough, as soon as my final is over. I'm going to start doing some more drawing streams again soon. I want to make my own UI for Streamlabs instead of using this Dark Matter one. A lot of people have pointed out that my drawing playlist has like random fucking videos in it. That is not by any kind of mistake. As you know, my drawing streams I usually do when talking to my friends. Sometimes we talk about dumb shit, and I put it in the streams, or in the playlist, so that, you know, everybody can be in on the joke. So, if you hung out and watched, thank you so much. If you came by on YouTube and checked me out on YouTube, thanks for that. Maybe this time, for the thumbnail, I'll put the Mega Man logo on the right layer. But yeah, thank you so much for watching and following, and anyone who's donated to help my dog. T's doing great, but I could still use donations to pay the bills. Yeah, just, hey, have a good day. If you're taking your finals, good luck on your finals. Have a good one.